and welcome to today's segment of The Power of Money. I'm your host, Michelle Graves, nationally and internationally known for the last 36 years as the Money Lady. And yes, I talk it, I live it, it's just what I am. But today we have a remarkable, remarkable guest who has come to my studios from the great state of Hoosierville, Indiana, Fort Wayne specifically, Dr. Junius Batten Presley Jr., who is a longtime friend, dear friend, beloved friend, he and his wife, Elaine, as my guest for the next hour. And Dr. Presley will be talking about health, wellness, and just whatever the heck two friends want to talk about. That's just the truth. I'm telling you, we were kids when we started out on this journey. And life has been full and rich. Let me give you a little bit of information about him as we go into today's show. Dr. Junius Batten Presley Jr. is an ordained minister, Bible teacher, evangelist, missionary educator, media minister. He holds a Doctorate of Ministry degree from Lake Charles Bible College, a Bachelor of Science in Business Management. That's how I met him, was on the business side years ago at Lincoln National. Indiana University, and a graduate of the Prophetic Bible College, a Bachelor of Gospel Truth Ministries with diplomas in ministry, discipleship, and deaconate, and Bible studies from the Word to the World Bible College. He's also a member of the United States Chaplains Association, former dean of the Abundant Life Bible College, which was established in 2001, an affiliation with Word to the World. And again, he's a contributing writer for a newspaper that I also began writing for in 1976. So you know I'm not young, okay? He's a native of Hampton, Virginia, and has been married to Elaine Faye Jenkins Presley of Fort Wayne for over 39 years. Has it been 39 years with the two of you? My words. He is also, they are certified marriage mentors through Doctors Les and Leslie Parrott Marriage Mentoring Program. He is also currently a CEO, Executive Marketing Director for the Longevity International, dedicated to bringing you the finest array of nutrition and lifestyle-related services to enrich your life and help you live younger. I can do that. Psalms 90:12, oh, teach us to live well. Teach us to live wisely and well. He's also, just by way of further information, he has been a trainer, family life coordinator, 5 years with the Indiana Health Marriage Demonstration Grant Project. And again, what can I say other than, as 2 Timothy 2:2 says, and the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit to faithful men who shall be able to teach others also. That is a wonderful, wonderful beginning and opening for the next hour. I will be talking with my beloved friend, brother in Christ, and just a wellspring of money information, financial information, and health information. Dr. Presley.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, thank you for this opportunity.
Oh, man.
It's great getting back together over so many years.
It has been absolutely wonderful.
It has. And also, congratulations. I understand that you are getting ready to move into another phase of your life.
Oh, well, I cut my hair off, and that was a challenge, but I got tired of that. I got into bodybuilding and lost a lot of weight, and still building and still working, and I finally have someone special in my life after 2 decades almost. So believe it or not, God has a plan.
Absolutely, and this is your season.
And this is, thank you so much. We go back so many years. Tell my viewers just about that going back.
Well, you know, it's been since the 70s.
It has been.
The late 70s, early 80s.
Yes.
You know, since we were together at Lincoln Life Insurance Company there in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Yes.
And at that time, I think Lincoln had about 3,400 to 3,500 employees.
Yes, they did. They were a
And
huge company.
huge company. And you were in the investment area.
Oh, yeah.
I was over in the equity sales.
Yes.
You know, traveling all over the
Yes.
country, and we crossed paths in the community as well as there in the company.
Yes, it was a great time.
Awesome. And plus, you were also in the community.
Yeah, I was in the
Very,
community.
very concerned
much.
about what was going on in Fort Wayne, and you were also very active with the local NAACP,
Yes, I was.
to which I was, president for 10 years.
Yes, yes, you were.
And,
You were a pioneer,
we call
trailblazer.
that the middle stage of the civil rights movement. And
Yes.
and it was a great time. Great
It
time.
was a great time. And I will always appreciate Fort Wayne, Indiana, for giving me the strong, fierce foundation. For you have an obligation, if you have been blessed abundantly
Yes.
in terms of intellect and gifts and knowledge, you have to give back.
Yes.
You cannot be a pig. That's
No,
what I
you
tell
can't.
folks. You cannot be a pig. It's not about you. It's a bigger picture.
Right.
It's a bigger plan.
Yes,
so
it is.
I was very grateful to have those years of experience at Lincoln National in investments, the only black. That was rough. Woo!
Yes, we were the pioneers.
Yeah, we
as
were
you
the
said,
pioneers.
Not only were we the pioneers, but we were that first wave
Yes.
that got into the door.
Yes,
And
we
and
were.
one of the things that I recognized, Michelle, that when we got into the door, we had to fight our way to getting the knowledge, the understanding,
Yes.
because we didn't have the mentors that
No
that
rabbis.
our white counterparts
No
had.
rabbis.
And so that allowed us to be able to stay strong not only in our careers, but we had to be strong with each other.
Right.
And we had to work with each other.
That's where we are today.
Yes.
We're right back there, and actually I'm glad that things are so messed up and wrecked up because it's out of the pillars of despair and hopelessness that our leaders rise again and do what God has set us to
Yes.
do as nation builders and as kingdom
Yes.
builders.
Yes.
Because never have times been so desperate. And it's not just black people, it's a pile of white people.
Yes, it
and,
is.
And everybody. I mean, you turn on the television and you want to go suicidal. Like, stop.
Yes.
Stop it.
Well, the reason why most people move into this suicidal position is you don't know what you don't know. And when you don't know what you don't know about systems, about people, and about cultures,
Right.
you find yourself in that quagmire of disillusionment. And that's where we are, especially with a lot of the young people today. And the young people are disillusioned, Michelle, because number one, many of us who have gotten into the door and we have moved into our careers, we didn't reach back.
Oh, that's so pathetic.
We got into our
It's true.
selfishness.
It's selfishness.
And started doing the things that we wanted to do, and we forgot to think about generation.
Right.
What is the legacy of where we are? What is the legacy we're going to leave behind?
Right.
For
And
the
so
next
here
generation.
we are, baby boomers.
Yes.
With all kinds of stuff.
Yes.
Broke down, shut down, marriages blown up, all of the things that because of the mentality of me, myself, and I.
Yes.
And we've got all these young people in the rear who are spinning tops. And then we sit back and say, oh, I don't know what happened. What do you mean you don't know what happened? You did not take care of your business.
No, you didn't.
You took care of what you thought was your business, but they are our business.
Right.
That's our future.
Right.
Is those children and the mentality and the mindset that they have to bring into a world that is cold today.
Yes.
So cold and so uncaring and so insensitive. But you know what? I'm so grateful to be alive and in great health.
Yes.
And that's what I want us to talk about, your story, your testimony. and give our people encouragement. And I also want to talk to you a little bit about this marriage thing that you and Elaine have been about in terms of
Yes.
training people, because marriages are also in the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Absolutely.
mean, divorce is through the roof.
Right.
And people can't seem to get along. And wives are disrespectful of husbands. And husbands are disdaining of wives. And the kids and the dog are thrown up under. And I want to talk about that
Yeah,
as well.
we
in
can
the time
talk.
that
We can talk
have.
about that.
So where do we want to start? Give me your story.
Well, first of all, my story 5 years ago, since we're talking about health and wellness.
Right.
5 years ago, I had a stroke.
Okay.
And believe it or not, through the miracle of God, I lost everything on my left side, wasn't able to talk as I'm talking now, wasn't walking properly, my mind was discombobulated. And for about a year, I was on all types of medication, and I didn't feel that the medication was getting me back to where I wanted to be. I've always been involved in the community, always been involved in moving, and I wasn't going the way that I wanted to go.
Mm-hmm.
And by the grace of God, Michelle, I met a doctor by the name of Dr. Joe Wallach, and went to one
Very
of his
well known.
went to one of his seminars, and he began to talk about nutritional deficiency issues, and I began to ask him questions about my condition. And what would it take for me to fight back to get my health back, in addition to all the prayers and in addition to the faith that I had. There are things that we have to do in order to keep this temple in the position that we wanted to be in. So once I learned about these nutritional deficiencies, he made a recommendation of what I needed to do. It became my responsibility, not the doctors that were seeing me. It became my responsibility to do what I had to do to get myself back. I began to do exactly what he told me to do. One, he said, get away from fried foods of any kind.
Period.
Killing us.
Right.
Get
Fried
away.
foods.
Fried foods is killing us. Number two, he said, get away from wheat, rye, oats, and barley, because it's messing up your body's ability to absorb the nutrients out of the foods that we're eating, if there are any nutrients in the foods that we're eating.
Right.
And then he said, thirdly, get away from oils of any kind, including olive oil, because these things get into your body and it will oxidize and begin to do more damage to your body. I began to do those things. By the grace of God, in 6 months,
6 months.
in 6 months, my thinking, my memory was coming back. My discombobulation was no longer a factor. I began to walk a half a mile. Before I knew it, I was walking 8 and 10 miles a day.
Whoa.
Now, it did take some time to get my language back.
Uh-huh.
It did give me...
Jay, you speak perfect English.
Well,
you
yeah.
always were, a speaker.
But when you have a stroke, people just don't know the impact of what it does to your mind, to your brain cells. It not only just damage your brain cells, but you have information that goes back and forth, and that was in discombobulation. It's a bad feeling. Your mind looks at you're looking at your hand, and you're trying to tell your hand to move and won't do anything.
And you're telling your hand and it
You're
won't
telling
work.
your hand to move, but the information between the cells is so discombobulated that you just walking around, and I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy, and I fell on my knees one night. And I said, Lord, I said, you said this body is supposed to be perfectly and wonderfully made.
Yes.
I said, right now an enemy has attacked my temple, and I know it's not from you. It's an enemy. And I said, you're going to have to help me to get the wisdom that I need in order to get my body back together. And because of me meeting Dr. Joe Wallach and following his recommendations on what I needed to do in terms of diet, in terms of exercising.
Exercise
and,
important.
all of that is important. You have to have a balance, you know, in those three areas. And when I did that, I mean, today, I feel like I'm at 100%. But it's a battle each and every day, because once you get your body back together, you have to maintain it.
Right.
You know, and most people don't realize the doctor puts you on medication. You don't get off that medication. They keep you on that medication for life, because the medication really doesn't help you. It only minimizes the issues that you're having, and you get into a mentality, I got to stay on this medication, I have to stay on this medication.
Right, right,
And
right.
somewhere along the line, you have to take it upon your own responsibility to say, Doc, I understand where you are.
Yeah,
but
that's how he was trained.
Because where I am now, I do not need to be on this medication. And what happened was, as I began to stay on the program, every time I went to get a physical,
Right.
they were in amazement.
Wow.
You don't need this anymore. You don't need this anymore. And because of that, I got off all the medication, you know, that I needed at that time.
Completely, fully recovered.
Recovered. You know, and I have some good days and I have some bad days, because see, if you stop doing what you're doing, that demon will come back and start attacking your body again. So I have to constantly tell myself, no matter what's going on, I am whole and not broken.
Right. Affirmation.
See, even if I had the issue, I'm still whole, but I'm not broken.
Right.
Because as long as I keep my hope, and as long as I keep doing what I'm doing, as the scripture said, teach me
Right.
how to live well.
Well, right.
Teach me with wisdom. And he will teach you how to keep your temple in the position that it's supposed to be.
That
and
is
so
so
now,
powerful.
So now
That
my
is so powerful.
so now my ministry is helping other people that I see that have conditions. I'm working with a young man now. He's roughly about my age, and he just moved into Fort Wayne. He had a stroke 7 years ago.
Okay.
His condition is far worse than my condition
At this time.
at this time. And the reason why his condition is still worse is because no one had the information to tell him what he could do to strengthen his body. And since we have been talking, he's getting stronger now.
Good.
We gotten him the kind of help that he needed, you know, in his home, and he's really coming along day by day. But
Okay.
you don't know what you don't know.
That's that gray zone.
Yes.
That gray zone.
Right.
Which is, what is that? What is that?
Yeah.
And how do you work it? What is the state of health in America right now?
Well, in America, you know, believe it or not, you know, we are one of the most prosperous nations in the world.
Yes, we are.
We spend roughly $67 billion a year in health care. But if we compare ourselves to other nations around the world, we end up 47th.
47.
Almost at the bottom
Almost at the
in
bottom.
terms of healthiness. We have the lowest health rate of many nations around this country. And the reason why is because of our lifestyle. Most of our health problems is dictated by our lifestyle. What are we eating every day?
Right.
And how are we treating our body?
Yes.
You know, you're the money lady.
Yeah.
You know, you help people to bring in the money.
Right.
But the greatest wealth is your health.
Oh, I could listen.
Because what can you
what
do?
can you do
if you got
bad-
all the money
and you got
and-
bad health?
and your health is gone?
Thank you.
And you know,
Thank you.
so when we're talking with people, when I'm talking to people, the first thing I ask them, do you love yourself? How much do you love yourself? Because if you don't love yourself in terms of your family, in terms of your dreams that you have, if you don't take care of this, how long will your family see you around? How long will you be there to see many of your dreams and your and the goals that you're trying to accomplish to be fulfilled?
You're right.
I'm seeing more young people today, you know, they're very obese. The obesity rate in America right now is at an all-time high. By 2030, 50% of this nation is going to be obese.
50%
50%
of
or
this
more.
nation.
Matter of fact, in the state of Indiana, The obesity rate right now is somewhere between 35 and 40%, and it's projected to be about 58% by the year 2030.
What the heck?
And look at all of what we're seeing now. You know, everybody's talking about, lunch programs in the school
Right,
for
right,
the kids and all
right.
of this, but no one is talking about the balance. You have to have balance to good health. What good is eating right
If you don't exercise.
and you're not exercising? And what good is exercising if you're not getting the right supplementation?
Right,
Some things we have to supplement because you're not going to get it through your diet.
right, right.
And the reason why you're not going to get it through your diet is because there was a Senate bill, 264 many years ago, that said, and this was back in the 30s, that the soil in the United States of America is being depleted of the minerals that is needed. So if the soil is being depleted, where are you going to get what your body totally needs?
I agree.
You have to supplement. And that's what I learned through my process,
Okay.
is getting superior supplementation. And once you get superior supplementation, the breakdown in your body begins to reverse itself.
So the question is, what is optimal health then?
Well,
Because
of cour-
I'll be 63 this year. I shaved my head. I went into bodybuilding. Yeah. Watching weight. I mean, really, I've always been fanatical about food. I don't do red meats and stuff, but I still don't feel that I'm there. And I do take supplements, but I still don't feel that I'm there. I'm not there. So what is that?
Well, what I've learned, and the reason why I'm saying we're talking about what you don't know,
Yeah.
you don't know.
Yeah.
When I began to take a look at my own personal situation, and when I began to go to many seminars, because once you get information,
Right.
you have to chase it down.
Yes,
so
you do.
wherever I will see Dr. Joe Wallach at any event,
Okay.
I'm just like I'm sitting at the feet of Gamaliel,
Okay.
because when you have that kind of knowledge around, you want to absorb as much as you
But
can.
Dr. Wallach is a force to be reckoned with.
And yes, he is. And,
Long time. Long time.
But a lot of people didn't believe what he said, but I do believe what the book of Titus said. In Titus 2, it says, we have to speak those things that shall become sound doctrine. So over 15 years ago, or over 30-some years ago, Dr. Wallach has been speaking those things that are now
Sound doctrine.
becoming
Right now.
sound doctrine when
Right.
it comes to health.
Because
He's-
may I say something, Jay, if I can call you Jay?
Yes.
My concern about this country is that we are at a critical mass where people have eaten bad for so long, drank soda, ate processed food, potato chips, fast food, that you're not going to have to worry about Social Security because you're not going to be alive. You're not going to be alive. When I look at people in our age group, if they're alive, have you looked at them?
Yes.
Have you looked
Yeah,
at
I
their
have.
faces, their bodies, and then and their teeth? I'm like, what the heck? This is not the way God designed
No,
us.
it isn't. It isn't. And you know, the tragedy, I come from a family of 5.
Okay.
My sister, who is the third youngest, the third in the family, she lost her husband this year.
Oh my God, how old was he?
Massive heart attack at age 59.
Exactly.
I'm the oldest brother. My brother behind me, last month, his wife died of cancer of the abdomen
Of the gut.
and began
Right.
to spread
Right.
throughout the body. You know, so I'm seeing all of these things in our generation, and most of it is because no one is teaching us how to take care of this. We've been chasing down careers, we've been chasing down paying the bills and trying to do things, but we have not taken care of this.
Right.
And we have to learn as African Americans that many of the things that have been given to us about health has been a myth. We're finding out now high blood pressure, sugar diabetes is not genetic.
Thank you.
Those things are not genetic. Dr. Wallach has written a book entitled The Black Gene Lie.
The Black
Gene Lie. And
is this book out?
this book has been out for several years. It's called The Black Gene Lie.
I'm gonna read that.
It tells you that many of the treatments that are used on African Americans are the same treatments that they treated us with when we were in slavery.
Oh my God.
And so therefore they'll tell you, well, you have your daddy had high blood pressure, so you're going to have high blood pressure. Your mama had this particular situation, so you're going to have, no, we're breaking this. It's not genetic. It's your lifestyle.
It's your lifestyle.
It's where you live and what you're eating in that culture. Because if you look at it from the northern part of the United States, and you look at the southern part, you have more people dying in the southern part than you have in the northern. Why? Because most of us in the South, we eating fried foods like it's going out of style.
And every funeral, fried chicken, fried macaroni and cheese.
Yes.
And ham.
All of that.
All the above.
I was eating all of that, Michelle, and that caused my stroke. I was eating pork, ribs, and anything that had pork in it, and before you knew it, I was a walking time bomb. And I knew I wasn't feeling right. And I remember the day that it happened. I was sitting at my computer. Typing out a document. And I printed the document, and my printer was down a little lower, right? Here I am, my mind is saying, reach to get the paper. I could not reach the paper.
Oh my God.
And I had a swivel chair, and I fell out the chair. And you know me, I went back, I said, Elaine, I don't feel well. I laid down and went to bed for about 4 hours.
My God.
Got up, went to wash my car, and my wife called me and said, would you go to the grocery store? Went to the grocery store, and as soon as I walked in the grocery store, I looked down on the floor, and the floor was absolutely, completely white as that paper that's sitting there. And all of a sudden, my wife called me and asked, where are you?
Oh.
It was like an angel call. She said, where are you? Get home. And I stopped doing what I was doing, got in my car. And Michelle, I'll tell you this.
Oh my
I
God.
was at a red light. And I looked up at that red light, and the first thing that I said, Satan, take your hand off of the temple of the Most High God. And the light turned green. And here I am. This hand was like this. I couldn't move. And I'm doing like this in my car, trying to drive, trying to get home. And as soon as I got home, Elaine said, let's go to the hospital.
Your wife was right there with you?
She was right there.
She's an amazing woman.
She was right there. And she was the one that after I got out the hospital, I called her my Nurse Ratchet.
Your Nurse Ratchet.
My Nurse Ratchet, because I wanted to lay in the bed because of the medication that I was taking. I was aching, my side was aching. She said, you're going to get up. You know, and that came from her having experience in the hospital. She, you know, she was a nursing student at one time.
Right.
And she worked in the hospital. Her mother worked in the hospital, and along with her sisters. And she just forced me to get up. She would not allow me to lay in that bed.
Ooh.
Even if I was just hobbling around, you know, she would get me up.
That's good.
And, you know, so you have to have, you know, once you have that breakdown, you have to have the component of all of these things. You have to have diet. You have to have your exercise, you got to have your supplementation, and then you have to have strong support.
That's strong support. Where do you get that today?
You get it, well, there's a number of organizations you get strong support from today. There are a number of agencies now that are concerned about health now that you can go through in your local communities. Your friends, people who have, like myself, who have had some issues, we are now becoming more compassionate with other people. You know, when we see people along the way we can engage in good conversation, and then along the way we can share what we know that can help them for what they don't know.
Well, let's talk about this epigenetics that Dr. Wallach, and I personally am involved in it as well, from a biochemical perspective, where I had identified that the genes, the DNA is something.
Right.
It tells a story.
Yeah, it tells the story, and without getting into all of the details of the epigenetics, let's say it this way: in Dr. Wallach's recent book that just came out in March,
Okay.
the title Epigenetics, and it says epigenetics is now going to be the end of the way we treat issues now.
Talk to me more.
He's saying that most of the diseases that we have is not because of an alteration in your genetics. Everything has to do with a lack of your deficiency of nutrition. It's nutritional deficiency
In your cells.
in your cell. For an example, he has shown through all of his research, from working with Marlon Parkins, with the animal kingdom, and getting a grant and working in the animal kingdom, they cured over 900 diseases
In
animals. Because they discovered that it was a nutritional deficiency that these animals were dying. And he said, now, if we can deal with solving these issues with animals, why can't we do it with humans?
Right.
And so he began his research. He went back to school. He was a veterinarian. Went back to school to become a naturopathic doctor.
Okay.
And I call myself a naturopathic network marketer.
Okay, that's fine.
Because that's what we do. We're trying to take his message and bring it into the population. It's his message, it's his work, but we have attached ourselves to that message.
Right. It's a powerful message.
And his message is this: you and I, every day of our lives, we need 90 essential nutrients every day. You need 60 minerals, you need over 16 vitamins, and you need 12 amino acids, and you need between 2 to 3 fish oils every day.
Jeez,
Every
because
day.
our food is so denatured.
Yes, every day.
Jeez.
And he says, now, if you get this, your body, it will help your body. It will help to support what your body needs to do to sustain itself. I'm going to give you a testimony right now. I'm a vet. Went to the VA. They X-rayed me for an abnormal aneurysm, which I have down in my abdomen area. And when they did the test, they also found out I had lesions on my liver. And I called Dr. Wallach, and he told me what to do.
What did he say?
He gave me a solution to a product, and he told me to add that to my daily regimen. I was already doing the 90 essentials every day, which is my regimen.
Okay.
And he said, add to this a product called Z-Radical. I did Z-Radical and selenium.
Selenium's very
Selenium, because
Yes.
selenium is a product that will help to reduce cancer in your body. And so I did that. In 30 days, went back to the test. They couldn't find one lesion on my liver.
Oh my God.
Couldn't find
Not
one
one.
lesion.
VA.
Said my liver was completely
Fine.
fine. My spleen was fine.
And you fine.
I'm fine.
And you fine.
I'm fine.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, I went to because of this aneurysm that I have. I went down to Indianapolis to the VA there because they had a special test that they don't do in Fort Wayne, and they found out that I have a nodule, a cancerous nodule right now in my lungs.
Really?
And this is what I believe. I believe that when Dr. Wallach put me on that Z radical and told me to increase my selenium intake with my daily regimen, I believe that nodule that they saw was in a reducing state.
I believe so too.
But now what happened, the nodule has split into three pieces.
Okay.
And
They do that.
Yeah, it's split. But I'm believing God that if I continue to do what I'm doing, in about a year, that nodule will not be there.
Right.
I mean, it's causing me some discomfort right now. My breathing sometimes get a little erratic when I'm doing something strenuous. But you got to have the faith that when you get into something, into your protocol,
Right.
you have to stay with your protocol.
Yes, you do.
And that's what we're teaching people. We just finished in our church for 3 months. We said, okay, if people need to balance, they need to be taught. We received a grant from a local agency to do some health education.
Okay.
And because I am a network marketer in dealing with nutritional supplements, they wanted me to be the facilitator. So I facilitated that for them for 3 months.
Okay.
Teaching people how to eat, how to financially get their budgets together for proper, dieting in their families. And the people were very, very gracious.
I'm
And
sure they were grateful too.
They were grateful, and we get ready to do a certificate ceremony in the next week.
Really?
Those that
Of graduates?
Yes.
How many started?
It was we had 35 that started, and we have probably about 20
That
that
hung in.
completed. Right, because some moved out of town. Or they got caught up in their jobs and they
Yeah.
couldn't make it. But we tried to make it on a good day. But what that has done, that is now opening up an opportunity now for us to move into continuous education. Because
Right.
now they're saying we need more information.
Right.
So it's just a thing of helping people to know what they don't know.
That gray zone.
Yeah, they got to get
Demilitarized
they
zone,
got to
which
get
is,
into it.
What is that?
Right, but this epigenetics is out. The average person probably will not understand the word epigenetics because they're not in the medical field. But in that field now, there's great discussions going on
But it needs to be.
because we're at war.
Well, and we're losing.
We're at
and
war.
we're losing.
Yeah, we're at war
Everybody's got cancer.
on the health issue.
Right.
And to me, let's go back to the 60s.
Yeah.
We fought for civil rights
Right.
and economic rights to get in.
Right.
But Dr. King also was concerned about poor people, and dealing with poor people, he knew that they had medical issues. That was going to be the next front. Is the health issues in this country.
Right.
And look at where we are now. We're fighting about giving people an opportunity to get proper insurance.
Wasn't that a war?
Okay, now we're still in the war.
And we still there.
Because the insurance is going to be only as good as how you're taking care of your body.
Right.
And if you're not taking care of your body, if you don't have programs that's helping you to prevent you from deteriorating,
Right. Then what's the point? You're going to be dead anyway.
we're going to be right back where we started
Right.
from.
And that's been my challenge. I see the opportunities for universal health care, but then I tell people, but the burden is still on you as an adult
Yes.
to handle your business
Yes. There
and
is
take care of yourself.
There is a burden. Many years ago, one of my favorite mentors is Dr. Miles Monroe.
Oh, I love Dr.
Dr.
Monroe.
Miles is to me is one of the most
Isn't
prolific
he?
and interesting
And
writers
looks good.
when it comes to leadership and understanding leadership.
Yes.
And he influenced me from the standpoint that within each of us, regardless of your position or where you are, there is a leader in you. Mm-hmm. And you have the ability as a leader to influence yourself and others around you.
Right.
So if people see me in the community and they know what my health condition is. And now I began to explain to them what's going on. They're going to have a point of contact.
Yes.
I know JB.
Right.
I know what JB went through. But the problem is when they see that I have overcome myself, their minds have been so blinded by the current system that they can't even see themselves moving from a system that is constantly killing them.
Right.
We have more people in this country dying from side effects of medication
Yes.
every year.
Yes.
And let's not talk about errors that happen in surgeries.
Right, which is, oops, sorry, left that instrument in your liver.
And as Dr. Wallach would say, and no doctor has gone to jail, said we should just lock him up and put him in jail.
Oh, they haven't gone to jail.
They haven't gone to jail.
No, for killing
They
nobody.
can murder someone in a surgery room because of an error, and nobody goes to jail.
Right.
And yet we still go to those same doctors.
But this is the disconnect that I think is facing so many of our people, and it's not just with the economy and the shifting of assets globally, and the fact that the American people as a group have been thrown under the bus, but it gets down to our cultural propaganda message,
Yes,
which
yes.
I've maintained for years. You hear the same message, you hear the marketing machine, you know about the marketing, the marketing, oh, take this drug, and then you read all the side effects. Oh, your brain may be missing. Oh, your head may be gone. Oh, you may have a heart attack. Oh, and you're like, are you serious? Are you serious?
And we take them
and
anyway.
we take them.
And we take them anyway and say, well, if
Well,
it does, we'll go get the other. We'll go get another medication that's supposed to take care of that side effect. And before you know, you're walking around as a zombie.
And that is why I drive carefully, Jay, because I don't know what's running around on the highway anymore. I'm like all that high blood pressure medication, all the other drugs that we are taking. Seniors take 8 and 9 different types of drugs every day. And then you're like, and you're driving a killing machine?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I'm driving carefully because it may not work out.
And not only are you driving carefully, now we're talking about this human anatomy, right?
Right.
Now I'm taking care of my body. I'm putting good food in. I'm doing my exercise, and I'm taking
your
proper
supplements.
supplements. But I got another problem.
What?
The environment.
The air you breathe
that
and the water
that
you
I'm
drink.
in.
Yeah.
Not only the air that I'm breathing in the environment, but is where I am, my workplace.
Right.
Now I'm taking care of my body, but I go into a company that is not environmentally friendly.
Right.
And now the exterior is now coming against my body.
Right.
You as a woman, you use makeup.
Right.
You have to be concerned.
Oh, I have to be very
about
concerned.
what you put on your
Oh, yes,
skin,
indeed.
because what you put on goes in.
Exactly.
You know, so we not only have to worry about what we're doing internally, we have to worry about what we're doing externally.
Right.
You know, externally.
Right.
And being concerned about the environment.
Right.
Because you can do all that you can, but then if you don't have the balance of the system that you're
Right.
in, you're going
And
to die
sometimes-
anyway.
Sometimes, Jay, it gets really frustrating. I am a strong proponent of healthy, clean living, and including what I wear. I wear very, very little cosmetics because of the fact that we know that cosmetics are carcinogenic. They will cause cancer, skin cancer, and breast cancer, and a lot of other stuff that women are dealing with. Why are so many women suffering from breast cancer? Because of the lymph nodes
Right.
from the deodorants and the things we put on. Sometimes it just feels like you want to throw up your hands and just quit, but you can't quit.
No, you can't.
Because you got kids behind you, you got people looking at you, and I feel that if God has put me in a place of visibility where people can see with their own eyes, when I tell them, you want to look like this, you want to feel like this, when you get my age or older, and it's not cute, it's not cute
to look the way you look, being obese and out of shape and panting when you walk up steps. That is not what God designed. So what is the 90 for Life message?
Well, the 90 for Life message that Dr. Wallach has put together through his over 40-some years of research.
Yes. Oh, he's
His
impressive
work
now.
his work has been identified. There are now various institutions now that have taken a look at his protocols that he's put together.
Yes.
I'm not going to name those because we're just talking about health in general.
Yeah.
Even though I help people to get involved with those, the 90 for Life message is saying, look, your body needs 90 essentials every day.
Okay, that's
Now
what
here's the question. Where can you get all 90 essentials every day? You can't go to many of the local stores that's in the marketplace today.
Right.
The company that I represent, Michelle, believe it or not, we have the formulation that no other company in the world right now can put 90 essentials in a protocol. You go to most of these places, okay, I need this,
Right,
this,
but
and
not
this.
all of them
By the
combined.
time you try to combine it all together, you're taking this over here, you're looking at a budget per month over $300-some
Oh,
a
yeah,
month.
because vitamins are expensive.
They're expensive.
Right.
So what we have done through Dr. Wallach's protocol, has condensed these things in a protocol where you're going to get your 90 essentials that you need.
I need to buy one of those.
You need to contact me.
I will. That's a phone call.
You need to contact me,
That's a phone call.
and we will get you into that protocol. We have websites that we try to educate people. The main thing is, if the viewers would like to get information, all they have to do is go to My Body Challenge.
MyBodyChallenge.com.
No, I'm sorry, HealthyBodyChallenge.com.
HealthyBodyChallenge.com.
That is a website where individuals can go and learn what they don't know. And when they get to challenge.com.
Healthy Body Challenge. I have to remember that.
HealthyBodyChallenge.com. Now, if they do not know what minerals they need, they can go to findmyminerals.com /press, PRESS 6005, and they can go to my website, put in their information, and Dr. Wallach will send them their personal email telling them, based on their situation, what they need. When they get that email, I will get the same thing. So now when you and I are talking, we'll be talking eye to eye about what you need. And now it's a question of, based on what is your budget and what's important to you, and we will work with you so that you can get what your body needs.
Well, I think this is absolutely fantastic information that you're sharing with me today. When we talk about nutritional deficiencies and the various diseases that come from that, what's your assessment of that?
I can say this. I've talked with a number of people that have had sugar diabetes.
Yes.
You have type 1.
Yeah.
You have type 1 and type 2.
Right.
Now, what our protocol would do, if you type 1, we
Which
can
is
help
the needle.
Yeah, we
from
can help
childhood,
you
yeah.
to reduce, the intake of medication. We can help you control it.
Okay, on
With
type 1.
Type 1. With type 2 is a lifestyle. That's based on what you eat, what you've been eating, what your family been eating, and you just have to change your lifestyle.
I know.
And if we change your lifestyle, because there's two things that causes sugar diabetes: lack of chromium and vanadium in your diet.
Huh.
Those are the two main ingredients.
Chromium percolonate?
Yes.
Okay.
Chromium and vanadium.
Okay.
Are two of the deficiencies that cause.
I didn't know about vanadium.
Right. Yes.
I knew about
not only
chromium.
would that cause you to have sugar diabetes. Look at the number of women that have night sweats. They have what you call hot flashes.
Right. Menopausal.
A lot of that is the nutritional deficiencies because you're lacking the requirements of chromium and vanadium.
I have so many girlfriends flashing now. It's scary.
Well,
I mean, the perpetual fan.
I know. I've been married to a woman for almost 40 years, so I know exactly what you're talking about, and
Yeah.
we as men have to learn how to deal with it. And not only do women have flashes, but men have flashes.
Men have flashes.
Come on, men flash too.
Oh my
Come on,
God! Ooh,
because
you're making me fan.
because it's hormonal.
Okay.
And men deal with lack of
Testosterone issues.
testosterone issues, and so all of that is because of deficiency. Let me help the men right now.
Okay. Talk to the
Men,
men.
if you're deficient right now, you cannot maintain your level. Dr. Wiley would say, begin to eat 8 to 12 eggs a day.
Eggs?
Eggs a day.
Because of the protein or what?
No, cholesterol.
Cl-
Men need the cholesterol because the liver takes the cholesterol to produce the level of sex drive that we need.
Oh my God!
Come on.
So now I
So
need to
look,
invest in
when
egg hatcheries.
when I was on high blood pressure,
yes.
all of a sudden here I am, a married man, and I'm trying to figure out why my level is not there. The reason why my level wasn't there because they gave me the high blood pressure, and then they put me on statin drugs,
Okay.
which was reducing my cholesterol levels.
Okay.
And when you reduce your cholesterol levels, guess what? Your sex drive go down. So you need to start eating at least 6 to 12 eggs a day.
A day?
A day. Now watch this.
Okay.
When you get a deficiency in cholesterol, why do you think people get Alzheimer's? Your brain, there's a membrane around your brain called myelin.
Right, right.
Myelin is 100% cholesterol.
Cholesterol.
So when the doctors tell you to reduce your cholesterol, they are in fact
Killing
causing
you. You to go
you
into
to get Alzheimer's because you are losing
Wow.
the cholesterol
Wow.
levels.
Wow. Whew.
So you don't know what you don't know.
Well, we've got 5 minutes left. I need you to tell me quickly about this issue of marriage and marriage problems and counseling, and what's the biggest reason people part? And I've always told people money is the divider. But is that true?
Money is really not the issue.
What is it?
The real issue is an understanding about love.
An understanding about love.
Let's look at this thing in Peter 3:7. It said, "Husbands,
Love you.
dwell with your wives according to knowledge." See, if you don't have knowledge of who you are in the relationship, male and female, you will abuse what you have. Then it went on to say, why do you want to dwell with her according to knowledge? Because you are joint heirs together. I'm a joint heir with my wife. My wife is a joint heir with me. Everything that I have, she has. Everything she has, I have. Today what we have is too many people coming together looking like they're married, but in the institution of marriage, they are not weaving together. You have to know your mate. And you can't know your mate until you do one or two things. It says, husbands, love your wives like Christ loved the church and gave himself for it. But guess what? You can't love your wife like Christ loved the church until you do what Christ did. You go back up to the verse 21, I believe, in Ephesians 5, it says, submitting yourselves one to another in the fear of the Lord. If I, as a husband, don't fear God, I'm never going to submit to my wife. And my wife is never going to submit to me because I'm not fearing the God that created us in the first place. So you have to learn to submit in the fear of God, not the fear of your husband, not the fear of your wife. Why? Because when a husband loves his wife like Christ loved the church, no matter what goes on, economics, no money in the bank, children going funny, when you keep this together, everything else is going to hang in there.
Whoa.
My wife and I made a decision over 40 years ago. Marriage will never be an option. Divorce will never be an option.
Period.
Period. No matter what we go through, it would never be an option. And the reason why we said that is because, one, we are Christians.
Right.
And being a Christian, we have to do things far above our human understanding when we get involved in issues.
Wow.
Because when you place God first,
Oh, yeah, that's everything.
everything else is gonna make it. You know.
Woo. We need to have you back. I need to talk to you more about this marriage thing, about this couple thing. Most people are dealing with real issues today,
Yes.
and they don't have answers, and they don't have answers. Pastors, leaders, they don't have answers.
Well, can I say this?
Yeah,
we
'cause
talk
we
about
got-
health. Yeah, we talk about health. We're gonna wrap
Yeah.
it up. 80% of most pastors are dealing with some type of divorce.
80%
80%.
of
80%.
Whoa.
80% of them. Between 80% of the pastors are dealing with marital issues. And guess what?
What?
A lot of it have to do with health issues, because at least 80% of them are dealing with obesity. Many of them dealing with high blood pressure.
Yes.
Many of them dealing with that other wife, which is the church itself. You got to have a balance between that institution of the church and you, and your institution of being married together.
Wow.
Because if you don't put that balance, that wife can get jealous of the work that you're doing if you're not paying attention to home.
Right. I agree. Wow. Viewers, Dr. Junius Pressey, Jr., Fort Wayne, Indiana. What can I say? An amazing man, a profound gift to the body, a gift to mankind, humankind, and I'm appreciative of his comments and his sharing today. I hope you too have been as deeply enriched as I have been, and that you will follow his recommendations and begin to make a change. Again, January the 1st, I made a change, had to. Took a hard look at where I've been, where I was going, and things are now falling into place, and I'm just ecstatic. I'm so happy. I really do mean it. Happy to be entering into the fall of my life. So on this note, we're going to conclude today's segment of The Power of Money. I'm your host, Michelle Graves, and I thank you for tuning in. And please don't forget, back episodes are always available on YouTube, youtube.com/The Power of Money. You can watch any of the back episodes and pass them on to your family and friends. You be blessed, and I will see you the next time. Take care.